what's up, Houston? This is Mel with this week's edition of the H Buzz, keeping you informed of what's happening here in the city of Houston and the surrounding areas. And yes, I know this week, once again, I'm late getting this to you, but I am getting this to you in time for you to think of what to do on this week. Amazingly, I didn't see anything happening really tonight. There's not a lot of things happening on Friday night, so I don't know what that's all about, but I didn't find anything. That doesn't mean that nothing is happening in the city of Houston. Of course, there are plenty of things, I'm sure, happening in the city of Houston. There's always a movie coming out. Of course, you know, the weather is really nice, so you can always take a drive, go have pizza with the family, and maybe go drive and have ice cream, or go to the park and enjoy yourself. There's always something to do besides the things that we talk about here on the show or the things that are listed elsewhere in the city of Houston. You can find plenty to do, really. Being a city of this size, talking to someone early today and was talking about how large the city of Houston is and how there's so much going on in this city, or rather just how big it is, really. And when you think of a city this size, of course, that does tell us that there are a lot of things going on in the city of Houston. And one of the great things about the city of Houston, I'm going to talk about what's happening this week and events that you may want to be a part of, but just thinking about the city of Houston and its hugeness, because it is the second largest landmass city in the nation, with Jacksonville, Florida being number one. Houston is the second. You have to have a lot of things to do in a city of this size, and the great thing about living in this city, my sister lived in Jacksonville for a couple of years or so, and she was always saying there wasn't a lot to do, or if it was something to do, it was so far away. But here in the city of Houston, the great thing is that even if you're looking for something to do, you don't know what to do, there's so many communities that if there's nothing happening in your immediate community, you can find something just nearby, something happening. And there's just plenty of things to get involved in. There are things, places to go, complex events, or whatever, places to go hang out here in the city of Houston, and so many cultural things here in the city of Houston. This being the month of May, which is Asian Heritage Month, I think more specifically, they're saying it is Asian Pacific Heritage Month. There are even those sort of things to get involved in. With that being said, the city of Houston has a really large Asian community, which, because of the large size of the Asian community, they have, the Chinatown. And I remember growing up, Chinatown was in what is now called East Downtown, but it was, as a kid, called Chinatown. And of course, they have moved from that area, and now they are over on the southwest side. But just an amazing thing to do. If you have kids and you want to show them a little bit of the Asian culture, not only do we have the Asian Society that's over in the Museum District, but you also have Chinatown. And I don't think it should really be called Chinatown. It probably should be called, I don't know, something else, because you have so many different Asian groups that are over there in the southwest side, and they have their malls or these large shopping complex, lots of restaurants, and there are theaters and all of these wonderful places to just drive and just to see, and get a little insight about Asian Heritage Month. That's just throwing that out there. Not something that you have to do, but that's just an idea of the wonderful city that we live in, that you can drive to parts of town and you see, a good deal of a certain ethnic group dwelling in that place, as is the case here on my side of town, close to the southeast part of town, or the, I think what it's called, 2nd Ward. And I even saw something that said 6th Ward. So I don't know if they're together or how that works, but I remember when I was younger, it was 2nd Ward. And you have a very large Mexican-American community. So you could just drive down, I love driving with my Jeep because the top is off, and you just drive down when the weather is nice like it is today, and you can just drive through these parts of town and just sort of soak in the culture that is a part of the city of Houston. That's something we have that a lot of cities do not have here in the United States, that we can just go into particular parts of the city and see different cultures. And so many different cultures here. When you're talking about the Asian community, which probably is one of the most diverse cultures that we have here in the city of Houston, the Asian community encompasses those from the Pacific Islands, those to the mainland, those in the subcontinent of like India and so forth, all the way over to, your areas of Iran, Kazakhstan, all those Middle Eastern and North Middle Eastern countries. I don't even know how you put like those areas. It's like Afghanistan and Kazakhstan and all those. They're kind of like north, very unique. But they're all a part of our Asian culture here in the city of Houston. So just a wonderful side note to tell you, if you're looking for something to do, that's one of the things you can do. Just drive through the city of Houston. And then there are so many great museums, and the universities, a lot of times they have museums. And maybe we'll have to do a feature on that, just the little treasures that people don't know we have here in the city of Houston that are available to us that we overlook so often. And that will be a great thing for me to talk about, because so many of our colleges and universities, they have these wonderful museums that people don't even know exist for us to go and see. Another thing you can do is drive through certain parts of town, and there's really lovely graffiti artwork that's done. And you can drive and you can see all these great things. So this is the beauty of living in the city of Houston. You don't have to sit at home bored on a Friday night or a Saturday. You can just get in your car and just drive. And I miss having my Toyota Corolla because it was a gas saver, and I would just do that. I would just drive and just get lost in the city of Houston and just find myself somewhere in one of the outlying little towns or whatever, and just take in a new scenery that I'd never seen before. But with the Jeep, gas is a little more expensive, but it's still nice when the weather's like this, and just put on some really good jazz. Even this CD, the intro music that we play and the outro music that we do here on the H-Buzz, just put in a little music with the top down and just enjoy and go through and enjoy it. Last weekend, I went to the International Festival, and of course, that's one of the things we have listed of what's happening this weekend. The International, the iFest, is happening. This is the last weekend. It started last weekend, and this will be that. It started last weekend, and this is the last weekend. But it started weekend before, and it will conclude this weekend, this Sunday. So this Saturday and Sunday, you can go down there. But I was a bit disappointed. I'm going to say this, and I know this isn't normally what I would do, but I was a bit disappointed, and I don't know who to talk to, but maybe we can all protest. This year was, in my opinion, the worst year for the International Festival. It was not a really good year. I was disappointed. The vendors, it was so few vendors this time. The entertainment wasn't consistent like it was before. The food there wasn't that much food. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if they are charging, if the city is charging too much for the vendors. If that's the case, you guys gotta chill, because this is a really great event. And we took a friend who had never gone. It was 4 of us went, 4 girlfriends went, and we took a friend who had never gone. She's from Alabama, but she's lived in the city of Houston for I think 16, 17 years or something like that. And she'd never gone to the iFest. And we thought, oh, this is going to be great. You're going to have a wonderful time. You see all of these great cultures, and it's just a great experience. All these different foods you can eat from all these other places. And we get there, and it was so boring. I am so disappointed. But if you've never been, I think you will still enjoy it, because our friend was like, well, you know what? I don't know what you guys are talking about, because I'm enjoying it. It really is nice and so forth. So I think because we've been so many times, and we're so used to this awesome event. I mean, it's smaller. We were missing the Cajun section. There's so many areas that we were missing, and we were disappointed. But nonetheless, I will say to the iFest people that we did take someone who it was their first time, and they enjoyed it. But for those of us, the 3 of us who have attended before, a bit disappointed because it wasn't its usual. But however, the artist last Friday night, the main artist, what's her name? Laura. I don't know how to say her last name. I don't want to mess it up. It sounds more African, but she's from the her family's from the islands, from Jamaica, I believe, but she's from the UK. But oh, really, really great artist. Enjoyed her singing. Really great voice, great music. Really talented. Very different than what you hear in the mainstream now. So that's, I like that. I like when someone has their own voice and their own style, and they are not copying someone else's voice. That's quite annoying for me when I have to listen to someone and they have the same voice as someone else. It's like I can listen to that other person. But really nice. She had her own style, her own voice, and the people really enjoyed it. But because I don't know what was going on with the iFest this year, but it was someone must have had a heads up that it wasn't going to be as good. I don't know if we had too many festivals going on last weekend. I don't know, but it wasn't its usual. But anyway, for those of you who have tickets to go this weekend, go ahead and go. You'll still enjoy it, and maybe it'll be better this weekend. Maybe more vendors will be there this weekend than was there on last weekend. So hopefully that's the case, because we usually go second weekend, not first. So don't know, maybe that was the problem. But anyway, there are things happening this week. And talking about international, for those of you who have lived in the city of Houston for any number of years, let's say 5 years, you know what this weekend is. It is the Cinco de Mayo weekend. And so there are always things happening throughout the city concerning Cinco de Mayo. And as I was saying, you can just drive through certain parts of town and you'll find events happening. And I'm sure if you drive on the east end of the city of Houston, you will find plenty of Cinco de Mayo events happening throughout the city. And here's one event that will be taking place on this weekend, Saturday, May the 3rd, 12 p.m. until 3 p.m. at the Plaza on Crawford Street. It's hosted by Goya Food and the Astros. They will have their Cinco de Mayo celebration at Minute Maid Park. The street festival presented will start, I said that already, at 12 p.m. and it will feature live mariachi music, player appearance, kid-friendly activities, food, and much more. And of course, those of you who want to stay for the game I believe will start at 3:10, and they will be playing the Seattle Mariners on this Saturday. Also, for the first 10,000 fans, you will receive a Los Astros t-shirt courtesy of Goya, which is actually the shirt they're going to be wearing, the players are going to be wearing on Saturday as well, is Los Astros. And before that event, also in that same area, is the annual LULAC Cinco de Mayo parade, celebrating the pride, history, and folklore behind the Mexicans' victory at the Battle of Pueblo. And this is a Houston tradition with more than 100 entries. The parade starts at Texas at Jackson, or on Texas at Jackson, near Minute Maid Park at 10 a.m. So for those of you who are looking for something to do to start off the Cinco de Mayo celebration, you can head on over to the Minute Maid Park area, which is close to the East End. So I'm sure if you just stay in that area all day, you'll find lots of Cinco de Mayo events happening throughout Saturday and probably Sunday as well. Speaking also of cultural events, Miller Outdoor Theater, they are kicking off the season with 3 cultural events happening this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And of course, all of these are ticketed events, but you don't have to have a ticket. That's the great thing. You don't have to have a ticket to enjoy the great things that are happening out at Miller Outdoor Theater. And the weather looks to be really lovely this weekend, so you may not even want to sit under the new cover that they have. You may want to sit on the hill or just enjoy the sounds coming from there anywhere in the Herman Park. You'll be able to sit and have a wonderful picnic. But they have the 3 events. The first one being tonight, the Philippines, Pearl of the Orient, featuring Lete Dance Theater. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but hopefully. It's going to be some dance from the Philippines. And then on Saturday, a Ritmo Latino featuring Perito Martinez Group. For those of you who are into the Afro-Cuban sounds, I think you will enjoy that. And then on Sunday, they are doing their Cinco de Mayo featuring Sono or Sonex. I don't know. Because, if it was French, it's probably Sono, but it may be Sonex, being Spanish, not for sure. But that's what's going to be happening at Miller Outdoor Theater this weekend. So there you have something going on, kicking off the season with really great cultural events happening. So it's neat that they're starting off with the Philippines, since this is Asian Pacific Heritage Month, so that's really nice. So for those of you who are looking for something cultural to take your kids to, this may be the event or the events that you want to take them to. And once again, the International Festival is happening this Saturday and Sunday downtown in the City Hall area, and you can always check them out, get more information about that at ifest.org. And for those of you who are into cars, you can check out the Keels and Wheels Concours d'Elegance, which is happening. It's one of the most anticipated annual events in the Clear Lake area. You will have a chance to see hundreds of classic cars and antique wooden boats at this unique show. The classic cars and wooden boats are divided into roughly 40 classes for the cars and 20 classes for the boats. This event raises money for Boys and Girls Harbor. And you can check them out at www.keels-wheels.com. That address again is www.keels-wheels.com. The Houston Dragon Boat Festival is happening this weekend. This Saturday at the sorry about that phone. I did that last week, didn't I? I had the phone. And it happened again. I'm like, what is going on? Have the phone where I forget to turn the volume off, and you get to hear all of that wonderful stuff. Anyway, this is happening on Saturday down at Buffalo Bayou, the annual Houston Dragon Boat Festival. And there will be 30 teams competing along the banks of the Buffalo Bayou. Even if you're not competing, you can go down because it's going to be a lot of great entertainment going on. There's going to be Asian cuisine, music, arts and crafts, and cultural performances for the whole family. So you can check them out at HoustonDragonBoat.com. Looking for something to do really nice and cultural for the family. I think this is a great event to take the whole family down and just have a wonderful family-friendly event. Once again, that website is HoustonDragonBoat.com. For those of you who love movies, here's something for you to check out that's happening all the way until Sunday, so it's already in progress. The Latin Wave Film Festival, which is happening at MFA, the Museum for Fine Arts. They have 9 films from Latin America that they are showing over this weekend. So for those of you loving movies is what you do, or you love cultural movies, I think you should check this out. Visit them at mfa.org/Latin Wave. Once again, that's mfah.org/Light Wave. Let's see what else is happening. The First Saturday Art Markets is happening this Saturday from 11 a.m. Did I say Arts Markets? It should be First Saturday Arts Market, but I don't know what I said because I'm talking faster than probably my brain is telling me to. Anyway, it's happening this Saturday, the 3rd, from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m., and that will be at 548 West 19th Street at Lawrence Street. That's over in the Heights, for those of you who are not familiar with that address. Of course, it's in the Heights, so you'll have to drive over in the Heights area, which is a great place to go over, as well as another one of those areas to just kind of drive around and see, because there's a lot of nice stores that they have there, a lot of places to eat. So if you're single or you're a young adult and you just want to hang out, the Heights is always a great place. Lots of coffee shops and nice houses that are being renovated and so forth. But anyway, we're talking about the First Saturday Art Market. And let's see, it is a monthly outdoor fine arts event featuring the works of dozens of visual arts located in the historic Houston Heights. And the market showcases paintings, sculptures, photography, jewelry, and handcrafted items. And they say you can bring the entire family, so that means it is family friendly, and you can enjoy the great outdoors with live music and delicious fares from some of the area's best gourmet food trucks. I don't know what delicious food would taste like, but anyway, we all enjoy delicious food. And you can get more information on that at www.firstsaturdays. No, I just put an S on Saturday, so don't do that. It's www.firstsaturdayarts with an S at the end of artsmarket.com. Once again, that's www.firstsaturdayartsmarket.com. Then talking about food trucks. The Houston Food Truck Fest is happening this weekend from 12 p.m. until 5 p.m. at Stereo Live. And they will have all kinds of food trucks. I believe there's 21 different Houston gourmet food trucks that will be represented there. They'll have live music, DJs, karaoke stage, and a multitude of attractions that will keep all of you that go entertained. Family-friendly movies will also be shown indoors on the massive 210 square foot screen, or feet screen. Can't have 210 feet, but anyway, 210 feet screen. So for those of you who have never tried food trucks, or you love food trucks, this is the event for you, and you can check them out at HoustonFoodTruckFest.com. Once again, that's HoustonFoodTruck.com. Rails and Tells Mudbug Festival is happening this Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. at the Depot in Tomball. That's 201 South Elam in Tomball. And this two-day event includes live music, kids games, boudin and hush puppy eating contests, and plenty of Cajun food. You can check them out online at tomballtex.gov. Once again, that's tomballtex.gov for those of you who are interested in that. And then, of course, there is another festival happening, and it seems like there is a never ending of these crawfish festivals. So I guess it's just one big month-long celebration for some of these people. But anyway, the Texas Crawfish and Music Festival is happening again this weekend, Friday through Sunday at Old Town Spring. Lots of live music, carnival midway, petting zoo, arts and crafts, vendors, and plenty of crawfish. For more information, you can visit them at TexasCrawfishFestival.com. That's TexasCrawfishFestival.com. And then the last thing we have on events happening this weekend, the Mozart Requiem and Choral Classics of the Faith is happening on Sunday, May the 4th at 7 p.m. at Memorial Drive Presbyterian Church. Performed by the Memorial Drive Presbyterian Church Sanctuary Choir with full orchestra and conducted by Charles Hausman. So for those of you who love classical music, this is something for you to enjoy, the Mozart Requiem. And then, of course, there are all those great things that are happening downtown in the Arts District, which is, I think there's this, the symphony has something going on, and I want to say they have something with Mozart. No, they have something going on with Beethoven this weekend. So I think today and tomorrow there's some Beethoven stuff happening with the Houston Symphony, and of course Carmen is playing at the Houston Grand Opera, and a lot of other things are happening down there. So for those of you just hanging out downtown, you can always go down and check and see what's playing. And if anyone happens to have any free tickets to Carmen, you can always notify me and let me know, because I do want to see Carmen. For some reason, the website was down this week, and I could not buy tickets to go see Carmen. And so by the time it's up, it seems like all the good seats on the day that I wanted, or the seats that I wanted on the day I wanted to go, were gone. So I may have to just dish out the bucks, I guess, if I really want to see Carmen. But if you have any free tickets you want to give away, you can always give me a buzz and let me know, because I'd love to see Carmen. That's one of my favorite operas anyway. But also, I'm looking for somewhere for Mother's Day. So if you guys have any ideas where I can take my mom for Mother's Day, and also another mother in our church, let me know. I have an idea of a place, but I'm looking for something different for Mother's Day. So if you have an idea, let me know. Hey guys, if you have an event that you want me to talk about here on the H Buzz, whether it's your church, it's your community group, or you know of some cultural event that I should mention here on the H Buzz, please do share with us and let us know. You can always drop me a line, an email, thehbuzz@gmail.com, or you can tweet me at thehbuzz. And of course, the old-fashioned way, it's old-fashioned in this day and age, you can text me or give me a call at 281-748-6293. That number again is 281-748-6293. 6293. Guys, whatever you do this weekend, make sure to have fun. Spend time with your friends, your family, or even with yourself, but make it good quality time this weekend and enjoy yourself. Be safe. Please don't drink and drive, as I always say. If you happen to be one who drinks, then please find someone to drive for you or drink responsibly. I don't know how you do that, but anyway, if you do, drink responsibly and know your limits. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy the lovely weather. It's gorgeous outside. I can't wait to get back into my Jeep. I'm off to the gym. So you guys have a wonderful time. And remember, I love you. More importantly, God loves you. Have a good one.